Hi, welcome back to the Silver Podcast Show. I'm your host, Stephen Weir. This is where we talk football life and everything in between. A former professional footballer and now a licensed FIFA agent and someone who have lived both the dream and the reality of the game. This game is beautiful. Today we'll talk about the dark side of football, what they don't tell you, what they don't tell you when you were young, what they don't tell young players. So today I want to talk about something we don't hear enough about, the dark side of football. Everyone sees the bright light, the goals, the celebration, the fame. But behind that, there is a reality that many players, especially young ones, are never prepared for. I wasn't prepared when I was young. It was just something about the dream. We want to live the dream. We want to live those trophies. We want to be seen. We want to be in the papers. Flashy mansion, you get all these flashy stuff. That's all. On this episode is for the dreamers, the parents, the coaches, and the players chasing the next contract. Because if you are only focused on the highlight, you might miss the dangers lurking in the shadow. And trust me, they are real. They are very real. Football is sold to us as a dream. From a young age, you see the stars like Messi, like Cristiano Ronaldo, making millions, lifting trophies, living in mansions. And you say to yourself, that's going to be me one day. But there are lots of things behind all these glories, all these flashy lights. But here's the truth. For every player who make it to the top, thousands fall off along the way. Injuries, politics, bad contracts, mental breakdowns, fake agent, broken promises. That's the part nobody shows you on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. When I was coming up, I saw talented players better than me, honestly, who never made it. Not because they weren't good enough, but because they weren't prepared. They weren't prepared for what football really is off the pitch. Let me tell you, football isn't just a sport. It is a business. And if you don't understand that, the game can chew you up and spit you out. Let's talk about the business because this is the first dark side. Every club, every agent, every sponsor, they are all running a business. That means their job is to make money, not necessarily to protect you. Clubs sign 20 players knowing maybe 2 will succeed. The rest, they move on without a second thought. Fake agents prey on desperate young players. I see in today's world, desperate young players have been played by agents, fake agents, offering them trials, getting money from their parents to travel, and they promise a lot. Fake agents prey on desperate young players these days, charging fee for fake trials. I've seen families sell almost everything just to send their boy to Europe, only to land in the airport with no club waiting. I just got a call from a young player recently. He's all the way in Croatia. How he got there? He went for this showcase talent and suddenly he's stuck. He called me and said, I should help. I said, look, I will see what I can do for him. But these are some of the things. The fake agents, they prey on these vulnerable kids who just want to live the dream. And when the boys get out there, no contract waiting for them. Contract with hidden clause, image rights, short-term deals. So many players sign without understanding what they are really agreeing to. I have countless of stories where young players approach me. There was this one who went to the Czech Republic and he got there, he started training and he doesn't have a contract. There's no one looking after him. So there are lots of things that these young players, I think, everybody wants to go professional, but in doing that, they get pressure and it's very risky. This is why I became an agent because I saw too many good players being exploited. And I want you to hear me clearly. Football doesn't care about feelings. Football cares about business. And if you don't understand that part of it, you become a victim. Be true alive. Imagine getting stuck in a country where someone sent for you from Africa, or where you go to a country where no one's paying attention to you. After your first training, maybe if you lucky to even get a chance to train. Sometimes you get to these places, you're confused because you don't understand the language, you don't know nobody, and suddenly things just get very stressful for you. These are some of the things you have to be very careful. Players want to sneak when they get trials. They want to sneak instead of getting advices. Then when they get there, they get stranded. Then they look for the nearby agent who got his number somewhere in the soil and just ring up and think, can you help me? It doesn't work like that. Football doesn't care about film. Football care about business. And if you don't treat your career like a business, you will always be at risk. It will be difficult for you. You will end up finding yourself from 18 years, you start chasing with no proper mentor, with no proper direction. You will be 24 to 25 and you haven't done anything yet because the years will keep going by as you try to take this on your own. It becomes difficult. Now let's go deeper. The part that breaks players down, mental health. On the outside, everyone thinks footballers are living the dream. Money, travel, fame. But on the inside, many are suffering from different things. Many are suffering like family issues. Some of them get different sort of problems, gambling problems, they're struggling. You move to a new country at 16, new language, new culture, no family around. You feel isolated. It gets really stressful. And then you get these little mental health problems. You start to break down a little bit. One bad game and suddenly fans are abusing you online. Thousands of strangers calling you names you have never heard before. You are injured while your teammates are training and playing. You are alone in the gym for months, questioning if you will ever recover. These are some of the mental breakdown these players got. You see? The pressure destroys some players. I know professionals who broke down completely. Some turned to alcohol, some turned for drugs, some never came back. No, they didn't make it back. It was done. We must normalize this conversation because if we only celebrate the goals but ignore the pain, we are lying to the next generation of players. We have to be honest and open about this conversation. We have to normalize it. Tell them some of the risks in these things that they're going to do, or some of the things that are going to happen once they get out there. You get money, you get friends, you get fake love. Another dark side is money. When you just start earning, suddenly everyone loves you. People who ignore you before now want to be close to you. You become an ATM to friends and family, even strangers. But the day you start playing, or the money slows down, watch how quickly people disappear. It happened to me. I've seen it. I had people before. Some gone to where they need to be, they achieve their life, some of them get families. But when I was going down in my career, and then I retired, no. All these people, they see you, they don't even speak to you, they don't speak because things have changed. And we understand that. So these are some of the things you have to understand. And for many players, that heartbreak is worse than any injury because they thought these people were real. They thought the love was genuine. That's why I always tell players, protect your circle. Build relationship based on who you are, not what you are. Because when the lights goes out, you will see who's truly in your corner. Injuries and the fragility of careers. Here's something every young players need to understand. Football careers are fragile. One injury can change everything. You can go from being the next big thing to being forgotten in a matter of months. Club moves on. Club don't sell because he broke his leg. he's not playing, so we're going to postpone every game. No. It moves on. It goes on. It's like having a job. The company, before you work for the company, they were there, the 16 for 60 years. So when you go there, then you forget about yourself, work more on the job than you do on yourself, you'll be wasting your time, because once something happened to you, they will be finding the next person to come and take your place. They're not going to say, oh, because he got ahead on a job, so we're going to wait for him, or we're going to stop, company is going to stop operating. No. You can go from being the next big thing to being forgotten in the matters of months. And that's the reality. You have to be very careful. Even your teammates sometimes stop checking on you. Everybody gets stuff to do now. Other obligation. That's why education, financial literacy, and planning for life after football are not optional. They are essential. I can tell you my story. When I retired, that was like 15, 20 years ago, I had nothing. Everything was gone. I asked myself, is this me? Did I play here? Did I play? No money. And then I quickly started to reinvent myself, and I said, no, I got to do something. So I got into the football business, but I said, no, that's not all. I'm still working. I'm still trying. Then I started to learn about finance as well. And then I started investing. So what I've achieved now in the last years is all because I reinvented myself. I didn't fail. I just learned from my mistakes and started pushing myself with the discipline. And today I can say, okay, I'm financially secure. I can sit down and say, okay, in the next maybe 25 to 30 years, I can help my kids to start up their life instead of just coming here, getting them into the ocean and get eaten by sharks. But it's essential. It's not something you have to compromise on. Your finance is not optional. You have to get serious about that, because once that light is off, you're on your own in that dark place. And then you will start to understand that, no, you made a big mistake. But it's not too late. Mindset, the mental toughness, you can still come back. Because no matter how good you are, football doesn't last forever. I played for 16 years. Am I still playing? No, not forever. Done. Now, how to survive the dark side? Okay. I have painted a pretty dark picture so far, but it is real. Now, let me give you the light, because there is a way to survive and thrive in this game. Educate yourself. That's one. Learn about contracts, finances, and the business side. Because if you don't, you're going to be serious victim of the situation. You got to educate yourself. You got to read about the contracts. You don't just go sign. There was a player who messaged me, say, oh, he wants to leave. And as I tried to intervene, because I'm not his agent, so I tried to intervene to help. And then the club president and myself, we start to go back and forth. He started being difficult, because when this player signed the contract, he didn't check in there for a buyout clause or how long the contract and how can he get out of it. So you have to educate yourself in all these things. They didn't pay him for 2 months. Normally, with 2 months pay, he got a right to terminate his contract with just coach. So you have to educate yourself. Number two, find the right support. Agents, mentor, coaches who genuinely care. Not everyone does. Not everyone cares about you. Never think that. Some people pretend, and they can do it for years. Once they get that little cash coming in from their side. Once you're giving them something, they will pretend. But once that light go off, they go. You have to also build the mental strength. That's number three. Build your mental strength. Train your mind like you train your body. I remember when my injury took me out of the game, I wasn't prepared at all. There are some of the things that I was doing, I couldn't believe it. Okay? I used to go to sleep, I used to do something like, I used to smoke. I used to smoke weed, to be very honest, just to go to sleep, because my mind was going crazy every day. But then I turned myself to the Bible, and I started to pray, I started to fast, I started going to church, and then I started pushing myself, I started learning different things. So you got to build that mental strength, because you're going to fall. How quick can you get back on your feet and keep moving? I tried it. And then it all got worse when I separated from my partner and then we went to court. She took the kids from me. I haven't seen my 2 kids for almost 13 years now. That was tough for me. It was tough. But then built my mind and said, look, this is not the end of it. Okay? Children never go away. If they love you, they will come. Put yourself back together and keep moving. I did. I kept going. And now I'm here. I'm happy. So I try to share some of these messages through the podcast. These are some of the reasons why I decided doing the podcast. But I'm a person, very private person. I don't talk too much. I'm a bit of a kind of a reserved person. I don't go talking too much. People don't know me too much. Build a mental strength. And you will protect your circle. Surround yourself with people who love you, not your career. Okay? People love your career because you're professional. They know when you get your party, they will be there and all those stuff. But people who genuinely care about you, not your career. And number 5, plan beyond football. Know that one day the boots will come off like mine did. And you must be ready for the next chapter. You have to be ready. There is no compromise in that. You have to be ready. You cannot say, oh, okay, once, like when I retired, that's when I started to actually think about plan B. But now I'm telling you that the boot's going to come off one day. You will retire one day. So the best thing for you to do is to start planning beyond your footballing career. Prepare yourself for the next chapter. Protect your circle. Build your mental toughness. Find the right support group. Educate yourself. And when you do all of these things, you will see. Once that boot comes off, you will be well ready and prepared, way in advance. If you do these things, the dark side won't destroy you. It will just make you wiser, stronger, and more resilient. Football is a beautiful game, but beauty without truth is dangerous. And the truth is, this game has a dark side. My hope is that by sharing this, some young players, some parents, some coaches listening right now will see things clearly, will make smarter choices, will protect themselves and their future. Because talent may get you noticed, but wisdom will keep you in the game. This has been where we are on the Still We Are podcast show. So thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to this space with me. If this episode spoke to you, with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, football is a chapter, not the whole book. Write your story wisely. Thanks. Until next time, stay focused, stay humble, stay ready. I'm Still here, and this is the Still Here podcast show. Thank you. Bye.